What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's Love and Marriage Huntsville, Alabama, Season 2, Episode 6 review. Alright, so on tonight's episode, Melody is in a meeting with all of the people that work for her, her managers, and all of this stuff. Martell is late. So they continue the meeting without him, and they basically were telling her that she's getting more and more Instagram work. You know how a lot of these celebrities partner up with different companies and stuff to promote their products on Instagram. I've done things like that here on this channel. So they're really pleased with her work and they want to work with her again. She also finds out that someone wants her to be in their play. She's not sure because, you know, she has a lot on her plate and, you know, she just wasn't attach herself to any old thing. So she says she wants to think about it, but she does want to meet with the woman. So by that time, Martell arrives and they're told that they're being asked to represent a basketball team. Martell, however, thinks they're too busy and that they have too much money going out and not enough coming in. And from that perspective, I understand what he's saying or whatever. Melody, however, was looking at him like, you can't tell me what I am and what I'm not gonna do type situation, because, you know, she always ready to do things and he's more so cautious. So we'll see how everything goes. If they do it, did they not do it? Is she going to do the play? Is she not going to do the play, especially with everything going on with COVID? So Kimmy brings Maurice dinner at his office. You know, he's studying for the bar. He says that her and Masa basically distract him, so he has to work there. So she tells him that she gave her boss her resignation letter, but that he wouldn't accept it. She said so she decided to give him a 6 months notice. Now, I did watch some of the interview that she and Tisha did with Funky Dineva this past week, and she basically was just saying that, you know, she's been a nurse for 20 years. It's something that she loves. It's a steady paycheck, something that she has depended on, that she's put her son through college, and, you know, she's paying out of pocket, and, you know, she likes her job and she likes what she's doing or whatever. But according to Maurice, it's a situation where she's been telling him that she wants to quit nursing because she wants to do real estate more, and that's what really excites her, makes her happy. So he's just like, why won't you just go ahead and do it? And so he's like, you committed yourself to 6 more months at this job, even though you're saying that internally you don't really love it anymore, but it's just basically something that she's used to. So he offers to pay everything, like, tell me everything that you're doing monthly that needs to be paid and I'll pay it. But she was like, you know, I gave my word already. I'm not just going to quit like that, because, you know, how your word is your bond. Once you tell somebody you're going to do something, you need to stick to it. And she says that she wants to continue paying her son's tuition by herself. This is something that she, you know, really wants to do. So he then offers to pay the rest of that, and she was just like, no, or whatever. So, I mean, at that point, it's obvious that she just loves her job and she wants to stay there. At that point, I would just let the conversation go. You know what I'm saying? If and when she decides to start complaining about it, I wouldn't even engage in the conversation because your ass acted like you want to stay. So that's just that. So Tisha and Miss Messy Wanda go to the salon together, get their hair done. Tisha brings her down to her salon where she gets her hair done. Miss Wanda was like, she don't really like for everybody to be in her head. She like going to the person that she normally goes to. Tisha's hair was really cute. I really like her hair when she does the part down the middle, bone straight. Really, really cute. So Miss Messy Wanda, that's what I'm calling her, Miss Messy. That's what we're going to start calling Miss Wanda, Miss Messy. Brings up the podcast to Tisha's stylist and asked if she listened to it. She was like, no, I need to start listening to it or whatever. So then Tisha tells her, you know, next time that she does have her on the podcast, that she wants her to strictly just talk about herself and not the host or anybody else or anybody else's business, anything that's been going on. I was so happy that Tisha finally tried to check her mother and tell her mother that she's doing too goddamn much. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I'm filming. All right. So, I was really happy that she checked her mother, and because Miss Wanda is just doing too much, entirely too much. So Miss Wanda say they shouldn't have talked about you. But I was like, that's her business. That ain't got nothing to do with you. She is not a child anymore. I understand, that parents like to, stick up for their children, and you know how hard I go for Kyrie's, but at some point you have to let your child be an adult and handle adult situations on their own. So Tisha was basically like, she's over the whole situation. She don't care about it anymore. Wanda says that, however, she wouldn't take her kids anywhere around Mel and Martell, considering they kicked her out of an event. And last week I asked you guys, would you take your kids or would you not take your kids? Me personally, I would have had somebody else take Kyrie's. Say, for instance, somebody else that was cool with them, I would have personally gone, but I would have still took my child, especially if the kids are friends. Y'all beef shouldn't have anything to do with the kids. So I would have sent Kyrie's. If Kyrie's was a little kid, I would have still sent him. Wanda says, Kimmy crossed you. She want to buy Mel. And I was like, what she mean by she want to buy Mel? Like she want to buy Mel's friendship? I don't get that at all from Kimmy. Kimmy is the type, whether she don't give a damn if her and Mel are friends or not. Like Wanda, Miss Messy, is just all over the place, just trying to start shit and just put stuff in people's head. Like I didn't understand that at all. And she continues to call Kimmy a shady friend and say that she needs to look out for her. But I don't agree with that at all. So Tisha says, her and Mel aren't friends, talking about Kimmy and Mel. She was like, they aren't friends, but they've been trying to figure out their little friendship, and I'm going to let them do that if that's what they want to do. So then Miss Messy, when she turned around in that chair, I was flabbergasted that that's the style that the lady was doing on her, because I didn't see it coming. I did not see it. And I don't even know how I didn't see it coming. But I did not see that French roll with them paper curls at the top coming at all. Bitch, if that ain't 1992, I ain't never coming down to Huntsville and getting my hair done. That motherfucker was laid, though. It took me so back to 1992 on some Miss Chalet, Jade, you're fooling around, fooling. Was that Jade? Fooling around. Or was that Brownstone? I don't remember who the fuck you sing that song. But that's what it was giving me, child. Miss Wanda, you couldn't tell her shit, baby. You couldn't tell her a motherfucking thing, bitch. But I ain't seen a French roll since I was in the 4th grade, and my mama used to put my hair in French rolls in the 4th grade, child. But baby, that tickled the fuck out of me. So Martell invites his dad to come out with him and the kids, for a little family fun night. And his daddy actually showed up. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. I just want him to buy his daddy some clothes if he gonna be on this show. Your daddy shouldn't be walking around looking like an extra from Fat Albert. Like, it really bothers me. Like, everything is so big on him. He dressed like it's 2005 and he a hot boy from No Limit. Like, I'm just not understanding it. Like, no. Or was that Cash Money? Yeah, whatever. He looked like one of them niggas. He like, like, he just looked like he needs to be in a juvenile video shit. But he look a mess. Like, Martell, buy your daddy some goddamn clothes. So his dad says that, being around Martell and the kids, is really good for him and makes him feel good on the inside. They get to talking about him and Mel, and Martell goes on to say that Melody been, working a lot and she's doing too much, and he really don't like how much he's been working, and he's been busy running Hold and Hope by himself, so they're not really able to give the kids 100%. But I was like, according to what we know what's been going on, you still had enough time to be still cheating with Ariane ass, so what's the problem? Like, nigga, you was still out here sucking and fucking, so you still had some time on your hand. So Mel meets with the playwright for the play, Black Mother Monologues, and she finds out about her character, and her character was a lot like what's going on in her real life. So I was like, oh shit, this is the perfect character for her ass. The only twist is that her husband in the play was a preacher who they find out had a secret because he was having an affair with one of the other male church members, so he was gay. That was the only little twist, but it was everything that Mel was actually going through in real life. So Mel was, very flabbergasted and kind of like, ooh, child, this is a lot. So the lady says that she chose Mel because, she's been so open with all of her struggles in her own marriage. And the lady then goes on to talk about the church and how, people aren't able to be themselves in the church, and and she could never fully be herself. And then she goes on to let us know that she is an AB lesbian. And me and Mel was like, what the fuck is an AB lesbian? And so she was saying that she's asexual. She really don't like to have sex unless she's the one having sex. I didn't really understand that analogy, but okay. And she said she's not a very sexual person. I understood that. But then she said that she's bisexual because she was married to a man and she did have a child, and she does love men and appreciate them, but she just don't want their dick in them. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a lot. All right, I don't even know how to let that marinate in my soul. That's a lot going on. So I was like, you like men, you're not really sexual, but you like women, but you will have sex with a woman. Girl, it was just too confusing for me, child. I was like, I'm gonna ABC myself out this goddamn conversation. So Mel, like me, was outdone because she didn't understand shit that woman was saying. So Mel and Martell have dinner with Destiny and LeBaric ass, and I just can't stand these names. LeBaric, Marceau, Cedric, Carderic, or Cancer, Carterac Arrest, whatever that other little nigga name is on that show with that damn horrible ass bob, that afro. Male wig was cute. She tried to go for the wet look, but it should have been more wet, but it was still cute. It was laid nice. So we learned that LeBaric and Destiny have been dating on and off for years and have been in a long distance relationship. And I was like, oh, so that's why these niggas can't get along. They don't get along personality wise. And then they haven't even been living in the same state. So now that they're trying to live in the same household with each other, they don't even know how to live with each other yet because they've never really done it. So Destiny tells them they learned the gender of the baby, but she don't want to know. LeBaric does, and they quarreling about that. So LeBaric says on baby number 2, he'll have more to say because she's been controlling everything with this pregnancy. And Destiny saying, I'm sorry, I didn't know the baby was coming out of your vagina. And I was like, ooh, tension in the room. I'm just trying to eat my Caesar salad, bitch. Don't you hate when you out with another couple and they start arguing and shit and getting into it? It just is so uncomfortable. I used to be in that position. It's embarrassing as fuck. Like, I would have been sitting there like, dinner and a movie? Because this is the movie right here, child. So he says that he then breaks down a list of everything that she wants. The doctor, where they're going to have the baby at. She's been basically controlling the whole thing. And Destiny said, you know what? I heard a lot of I and me. Like, I and my. It's all about you. It's not about us as a couple. So Mel tells him that he needs to help her move. And I was like, he wasn't helping her move from her old place to their home. How was she doing it? She pregnant. I know the fuck she wouldn't have none of her family do. Girl, so LeBaric said she caught me off guard. First, she was supposed to be moving her in March. Then it became December, right after Christmas. So it was move or get a Christmas gift. And so everybody was like, how the fuck he catch you off? How the fuck did she catch you off guard? Bitch, y'all married and got a baby on the way. Did you not know that y'all was gonna live in the same house in the same state? Like, what the fuck? And they ain't gonna talk about some, it was either move or get a Christmas gift. The fuck? Bitch, I don't even know why she married him. You know them dysfunctional relationships and people end up getting married and having kids and you looking like, why are y'all even still together? Like, what is the fuck are y'all doing? Like, this is just toxic. It's doomed from the start. Their relationship is not going to last. Hell, I don't even know if their position on this show going to last, but their marriage for sure ain't going to last because they don't even mesh. It was tension. She look at him like he get on her fucking nerves. He's sitting there all blasé like he could give a fuck about her feelings. Child, their relationship is horrible. So, but I do like them on the show. I personally like them on the show because it adds a whole nother messy, fucked up ass couple, obviously. So Destiny say, I didn't get either. So you mean to tell me this motherfucker can get you shit for Christmas and he ain't help you move? Bitch, you's a fool. So Mel say, you should have paid for her move. And I'm like, why are you saying all this? I hope she said this to this nigga. And Martell say, if I was him, I would have been hesitant too, considering she didn't want to take my last name. And I was like, oh shit. So now we find out she didn't want to take this nigga last name when they got married. So she said that she didn't want to take his last name because her brother was killed, and I guess it's just her, and she wants to continue on with her family name. Now, that's a touchy subject because I understand where she was coming from, but that's your husband. Y'all have y'all family. Of course, he wants his children to bear his last name. Like, so what you gonna do when y'all have the baby? You gonna get the baby your last name? Like, that's a lot. Like, what would you do if you was in her position? Would you even do what she's trying to do as far as give her kids her last name, or like I can that's just messy. That's just, I don't know, that's a lot. Like I can see you if y'all have two sons, I can see maybe you doing a hyphenated, like your last name and his last name, like Keisha Renee Irvin Jackson or some shit like that. But just to flat out give your kid your last name and exclude him, that's a lot. So LeBaric then goes on to say, you taking my last name means a lot to me. And Destiny say, we'll talk about that in counseling. Like, we're not going to even continue this conversation. I was like, y'all got a lot to talk about in counseling. So Mel asked her about her salon and how it's coming together. And Destiny said, I wanted to know how you all would feel about inviting Marceau and Tisha to her soft open. And they was like, it ain't out of it. You can invite who you want to invite. So then she also goes on to tell them that she wants to work with Marceau on some stuff with the salon, and you could tell that Mel and Martell was kind of feeling some type of way, and they kept on trying to push that they work with her instead. I didn't like that. That was some hater type shit. I ain't never the type of person to be like, well, I do it instead, well, you should choose me, or feeling some type of way. Bitch, if you want to work with them, go ahead and work with them. Put a coin in their pocket if that's what you want to do. It's people that I have been friends with for years and have fallen out with them, and I still tell people to go buy their work, go buy their books, that they're an excellent author, whatever the case may be, or they were an excellent editor, go work with her, or whatever the case may be. I ain't gonna never stop somebody back just because I don't fuck with you personally. And I just didn't like that Mel and Martell was trying to do that. So Kimmy talks to her son about what he's going to do after college, and he said he wanted to work for Marceau, but Marceau said he doesn't have enough project management experience to work for him yet, so he's going to try to work with other people first. So she asked where he gonna stay, and he was like, well, I was thinking about staying here and paying on a couple bills. And she was like, I can see you staying here for maybe a year, and you putting a little in on this rent. And I understand that especially with boys, you really gotta teach them how to be a man, especially when their father isn't in the picture. And I understand exactly where Kimmy is coming from, because I'm a single mom with a 20-year-old son, and I'm the one that has to play mama and daddy and groom him and try to help him be a man in this world. So of course, if you're gonna come back here and stay, you will have some bills so you can know how to navigate. So when you do get your own place, it just won't smack you in the face. Oh, this is how this bill is supposed to be paid, and I need to save this, because Lord knows when I moved out, child, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I was hella irresponsible. So it's the day of Mariah and Malia's birthday party at the bowling alley, and the guys are all standing around talking. It's Martell, Maurice, Cataract, whatever his name is, LeBaric, and I said Maurice and Martell. So they all standing around talking or whatever, and the subject of them putting Tisha out of the skincare launch party comes up. And Maurice asked Martell, didn't he think he could have went and talked to Tisha himself and tried to handle the situation in a different way? And Martell was like, I wanted to, but when Mel said she was going to put her out, I was like, oh, and I ran. No, bitch, you was sitting up in there gloating, happy, acting like a little female, like, do it, bitch, do it. Put her out, ho, put her out. Like, you was all into it with your little messy ass. I'm surprised you and Miss Messy Wanda ain't best friends, bitch, ain't BFFs, because you was acting just like Wanda, old ass. Gonna sit up here and talk, I wanted to. No, nigga, you was all for the shits. Like, oh, he's such a bitch. So, Martell then brings up Kimmy leaving after Tisha left. And Maurice was like, if it was me and my brother got kicked out of something, I'm going to leave with my people. Like, I'm just not going to stay. What would you have done if you was in Kimmy's situation? Would you have stayed at the party, or would you have left with Tisha? Now, if it was me and like one of my best friends and one of my best friends got kicked out of an event that she wasn't invited to, and I would leave with my best friend. But if it was somebody I wasn't particularly that close to, girl, that's all on you. Because did nobody tell you to come in the first place? So Tisha and Marceau arrived, and baby, Tisha came dressed, baby, with that studded leather jacket, looking like a dyke. Like, bitch, where you going? But she was cute or whatever. She was cute, but she came dressed, baby, to show Mel, like, yeah, I am that bitch, because she was doing the most for a kid's birthday party, looking like she should be in a goddamn lesbian biker club. So, Mel is very happy that she brought the kids. She doesn't Mel and Martell don't speak to Tisha and Marceau, but Mel was very, very nice and very, very happy to see the kids. I myself would have still spoken. It takes nothing to speak and say hello, you know what I'm saying? But that's just them. So Tisha apologizes to Kimmy for how Miss Messy came at her at the little dinner party. And Tisha said, you know, what Wanda give to me, I can give it right back to her ass. I don't need no middleman. I don't need nobody, you know, taking up for me. I can handle your mama. So Tisha says that she wasn't going to come to the event, but that her daughter, you know, has been asking about Mel's kids all the time. So she didn't want to be petty, especially since Mel reached out to her. Now, let me double back, though, to the whole Tisha, Miss Wanda, Kimmy situation. I am happy that Tisha apologized to Kimmy for her mother acting a fool, because you know she ain't gonna get it from Miss Wanda. So I did appreciate that. That was a classy thing to do and the right thing to do. Now back as far as Tisha and the kids, I'm happy that she decided to come and bring the kids, whatever. I think that was the right move to make, or else I just would have sent the kids with Kimmy and Marceau. That's what I would have did. I just would have sent the kids with Kimmy and Marceau. I didn't even have to come. Kimmy said, you know, if y'all do end up working on y'all friendship, just keep your mama out the situation, and I 100% agree. So the party is going on, and Martell decides to jump Marceau in the line for bowling. Petty as fuck. Martell, however, says he felt some type of way that Marceau didn't speak to him. I was like, I understand you didn't even want them there at the party. You said you wasn't going to speak to them anyway. So the fact that he said he's not speaking to you, why do you care? As long as the kids came and they're having fun, it don't matter if they spoke to you or not. Just stay away from each other. It doesn't matter. So Mel and Tisha then decide to talk privately. And I was like, why are they doing this? Because you know an argument is about to ensue. So Mel thanks her for bringing the kids, and she says that, you know, she wants the kids to stay friends even though they're not friends. And Tisha said, you know, when I came to your event, I just wanted to come and say I see you and congratulations on everything you're doing. And Mel said, you know, don't you think you could have texted me that? Or don't you think that you could have said, do you mind if I come? I agree, especially if we're not in a good standing. Why would you just show up to my event unannounced? I don't know if you coming there to start shit with me, to ruin my shit. I don't know what the fuck you on. All I know is me and you into it, and you just pop up at my event. So Mel say, anything with you coming against my brand. And Tisha say, what's your brand? Girl, I hollered because I was like, the shade. So Mel say, women empowerment, like how I empowered your ass to come out the house. Child, I hollered. The pettiness of it all. And that was the end of the episode, child. Once again, they did that. I enjoyed this week's episode. I give this week's episode an A-. Things are really heating up on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's talk down below in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thoughts on this show. I actually got Monique watching it. Monique binged watched season 1, and she caught up on season 2, so she's now watching the show with us. So say hi to Monique. I'm pretty sure she'll be in the comment section tonight. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching this review. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button, and become a part of the T Squad, my nigga. What the fuck is you waiting for? It's lit over here. I'll see you guys later on tonight for my P Valley review. Bye.